So who am I? Well, in one breath, that'll limit how long I talk. My name is Don Lacy. I've taught at Stelly's for 24 years. I have a degree in chemistry and a MEd in mathematics curriculum. I've co-written 8 textbooks in science that are published in 3 provinces, and I'm very proud of that. I love teaching, and there's nothing else I'd rather do. There we go. So I think it's important to understand that when someone says, there's nothing else I'd rather do, that's no guarantee that they're any good at it. So when you have to take what I've got here and put it through your own judgment mill. So while I was thinking about what to do and what to say, I found at the end of my son's bed one of those classics that, it's out there and you just get this far in your life and you go, I still haven't read it. So while I was reading it this weekend, it kind of intermixed with my talk. Here's what Ernest Hemingway said about Paris, where he was as a young man. If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast. And I think about that intertwined with what we do, in our students. And I think, if you are lucky enough to be a student in Saanich as a young person, then wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you. For education is a movable feast. And I think that's the big picture that we keep in mind. It doesn't say how to implement it, but innovation groups help us do that. Well, he said something else. One more quote. He said, when he gets a writer's block, do not worry. You have always written before and you will write now. All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know. So I was thinking, what is the truest sentence that I have to bring for you here? And of course I can't write it because to no one's surprise, I know Hemingway. But I do know what that true thing is. It's something that has been guiding me for a long time. And it is, in fact, respect for time. How I use my time, how I demonstrate time in front of my students, how we ask them to use time. Now, when we ask them to show up to class at 1:41 and stay there until 3:06, which in our school at this moment we actually do, you know what? They do it because they respect us. But at the same time, we're telling them that what is important is that they show up and watch the clock. And no one here wants to tell them that. As we abandon the school is a factory model, we have to, I think, demonstrate a greater respect for time. This is merely a proposal. Stelly's is looking at it. I don't even know if it's going to happen. It's under a consideration. But the idea that we start at 8:30 and 10, 12 and 1:30 every day, that the time that we allot is constant so students can learn the cycle, I think shows respect for time. It says 79 minutes. That's still the obsessive-compulsive minute counting bit that tells the students they're in a factory. And when we can slowly let that 79 minutes go and say, what matters is that you're here at 8:30 and that what you do is good quality, and it doesn't matter how long you're here, it matters that you get the job done, not that you stay for 79 minutes. I think that is an innovation. It's not technological, it's policy. It's a view of respect for time. So if that's all that I get to say, I still have 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Oh, respect for time. Then that's it. That would be the carry away. But I also want to say that in our classroom, this doesn't show very brightly. I'm going to step away from the camera here and point out that this is my great colleague of 20 years, Gwen Leveque, and she's holding an iPad. And she is using that iPad to take a picture of a digital image. Now, I love this because have you ever, there's something wrong with that, right? She's got that on a PowerPoint and she's taking a picture of it. Have you ever heard the line that goes, if you really want to drive your children crazy, make them watch you use a computer. No, don't do it that way, Dad. Okay, that's got to be it right there. But you know what? It works great because what Gwen Leveque is doing is taking all the stuff, the worksheets, what's on the board, what showed up there, and she's putting it on the website for her student that missed today. And all they have to do is one-stop shop by doing that. And so am I. And so, in fact, here is where a student who missed yesterday could go to see that there is a midterm. Sorry, I'm jumping out of the camera, but there is a Midterm Friday, and there's a lab, and there's some worksheets, and where can I get access to those? Now, of course, one might set up a website that already has it all there. But there's something about living in the moment that I find kind of real, that this is what we did yesterday. And actually, if I click on that, I might actually, okay, stretch for me. I put my picture on there, and I take photographs of my students, and with their permission, put it on. This helps me remember just how hard it can be to actually have to do that. So if a student missed Chemistry 11, they can go find out, they just want to know, what did we miss yesterday? That was on the board when they walked in, and then we did the answers together. I gave a lesson and drew some pictures, and then we did some calcs. There's the worksheet, there's the lab that they missed, and onwards. And they can just go back and find whatever it is. And I'm scrolling down here because one of the things that I like doing is actually taking video. I wonder if that'll work. Yeah, here's a couple of videos that my students made. Anything I can do, I want them to be able to do. It's terrible, it's grainy, but it's real because they made it. There's worms in there, and in a few moments, both of those will show worms crawling around. Well, there, you see on the top? Okay. The fact that a student saw it themselves, showed it themselves, and I respected them by showing it to the whole class, it makes it real. It makes it now. I am not responsible for videos that show up after the thing ends. Okay, so that is the live blog. I want to, at this moment, recognize Aaron Norris. Where'd you go, Aaron?
Right here.
Aaron has a blog that is asynchronous. This is totally synchronous. Aaron's is asynchronous. I've lurked it. I like it. I can do the unit in any order. I even started doing one of the units. I think there's a place for this to connect with that. Melanie Paz and Michelle Schuck, a somewhat synchronous website that, again, I look at and I think when Brock and I and some others are going to a flip conference in June, I'm kind of targeting September for me to connect this with those other ways of doing. Now, one more. I have about a minute left, and I just want to say, where are we? There we go. So I was given the opportunity to spend some time to make some videos last spring, and I really, really appreciate it. I'm essentially collecting right now a library of videos. These are folders of videos. So, for example, surface area lessons. Here you go. This is the complete grade 9 unit, surface area. And all a student has to do is click on it, and what will happen is a guy with a funny voice will start talking.
Lesson 1. What is the difference between area and surface area? In under 4 minutes. Wish me luck.
So I won't make you watch the whole thing, but Dave, one of our EAs at Stelly's, is even today during our collegial work, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, he's going to use this with his EAs and bring it into use in the grade 9s. There we go. If you ever want to look at it, just go right now to DLACY159 on YouTube, and every video that I've ever posted is there. Along with these videos, there are also worksheets and answer keys and other things as well. And they're available for anyone who wants to use them. At its greatest success is sitting down with students who are struggling, and we watch the videos together. which isn't what I was thinking when I did them. But there I sit with the student, we look at it together. There's this guy with a voice that sounds like me talking. Very interesting. I get to talk about my talk that's going on in the video. I can stop the video and say, do you see what I just said right there? I get a way to step back from the lesson. The students watch it with me. We then do the practice video. There's another video that practices what we do. Then we do the worksheet together. I find that it frees me up to do higher level interaction. They can see it again. And so there's the surprise. Maybe this isn't students go off over there and work through it. Maybe this is a way for a teacher to be working at a higher level, a higher value kind of input, because the basic stuff is going. And then I can overlay that at a matrix of more important stuff. Well, that's it. Thank you very much.